Scorpio, it is the third weekend of the month. That means it's fixed signs, and that means us, we Scorpios. So, how about a reading from your metal dog today? I'm looking forward to checking in with Scorpio energy for the month. We've got a reading here about where you are now, how you are. There's some kind of divine or cosmic presence around you, so we're going to ask about that. What's hidden from you, what the tarot thinks you might want to know, and any advice for you. And then we will pull a card from another deck. There's another being that definitely wanted to make itself heard in this reading. So, pull a card from that. We're going to begin here with the Four Hoxa Tarot in order to see just kind of what the overall energy is for this reading. So, let's see, Scorpio. Are you feeling rushed? Or is that me? Okay. Whew. Overall energy for this reading. Ooh, the Queen of Air. Really good clarity. Maybe a little bit of that you're in or you're out kind of energy. So she can cut people out that don't serve her, the Queen of Air. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I often feel the Queen of Air energy. Well, we're going to get some more complexity on this. Here she's appearing as this beautiful hornet. Yeah, so air is the mind. So that's why we get the intellectual clarity. And she takes action from what she sees when she gets that clarity. There's also a feeling of being left out here. So be careful if you're, so this is a very powerful vibe of earth, of the scariness and loneliness of feeling left out. They're hunted. Usually a 5 is a passageway. It's uncomfortable always, and there's usually a way to find your way in. If you feel left out, there is a way in, and it's a matter of seeing it. This card really emphasizes abandonment, neglect, loneliness. I don't see a way in out of the cold in this image. I do see the sun, but it's just a very weak sun. Makes me think of, well, the sun card in the tarot, which would be associated with Leo. And Scorpio, you came up strong in the Leo reading. So if you have a Leo placement or a Leo in your life, you might want to check that out. But the sun here is making me think of how in that reading, Leo needed to make a change. It felt like if you were in their life, it was in order to have you in their life. So that's really coming through for me. You're like, we see her enlightened, but we also see this weak sun, that winter sun that has trouble warming you up right now. So that doesn't have to be a Leo, but just because that came up in the last reading. But the sun is happiness, authenticity, and feeling the warmth of that is what you want to do if you're in this. It feels like a cold place, Scorpio. If you're thinking of cutting somebody out from a 5 of Earth place, I would encourage you to just pause. It's not a healthy feeling to make a decision from, but let's see. What do I know? The tarot knows. Okay, so let's look at what the cards say. So we're going to pull here from the Guardian of the Night, which is another deck by the same artist as the one we were just looking at with all the Four Hoxa fairies. Let's see what this deck wants to add to your message. So we're going to first ask, what's happening with you? What's going on with you right now? You got the Queen of Air here. It doesn't feel good where you're at. It feels cold. Not totally resonating with me at the moment, so maybe, that happens. It's not my reading, but it's a Scorpio reading, so take or leave, Scorpio. All right, where you are now. Oh, apparently you're in a Two of Cups. This same card came up in the Taurus reading in the same placement. So this is a soulmate connection, a new beginning. It's emotional equality and reciprocity. Can be read as justice, being the card of justice here. We can see there's Leo again. There's also healing, symbolized by the caduceus. These little cute little happy sort of inner children elephants in this deck are filling each other's cups with water representing emotions. I'm also seeing heavily in all the readings the presence of Mars conjunct with Venus, the planet of emotions. And so there's a kind of that conjunction. They're called the lovers, those planets. So that may be caught in the big sense, what's happening around you. It's a very lovely energy that you're currently in. So let's keep looking. No sense yet of the Queen of Air. Okay. We do have a 5 here. The divine presence is a 5 of swords. So the 5 of swords is a card often interpreted as a card of self-harm. It's when you've won, right? Like this civilization conquered this earth, and it's a very ugly result, right? There's stumps. There's these land towers. There is this beautiful fawn feeding among, it's a young buck, still has his spots, sort of living amongst the ruins of nature. And so this can be the 5s, passageways, as I said, uncomfortable, should be, because you just need to move out of here. So like the mindset, which is represented by the swords, where you win, and it doesn't matter how, just as long as you win, it leaves you with a feeling of regret. It hurts others, it hurts the planet in this case, it hurts you. So if this is a divine presence in your life, I see in the sky there's a new moon, so cosmic presence, like you were thinking about the next new moon and setting intentions for your life on the next new moon, which is in Pisces. My dog is having a drink of water. So if that moon is that presence and it's communicating to you through this 5 of swords, it's a discomfort. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, listen to that. Let it guide you. Some people call it the headache card. I always notice that this deer is living in this austere place. Sometimes this gives me hope. In this case, it feels like you're just impoverished in your expectations. And so there's some kind of, it's a kind of a harsh god here. And there are, in pantheons, there are harsh gods. They teach you through difficult lessons. Death, our card, is a harsh god. Pluto, the planet, our planet in our modern astrology, we have a card from Pluto later. So there's an austere lesson for us right now, even though we're in this 2 of Cups place, Scorpio, supposedly. Okay, we will keep looking. What is hidden from us that the tarot wants us to know? A 6 of Swords. It is about changing your mind. This is the card that follows the 5 of Swords. It's movement from stormy seas to calmer waters. Yeah, it is a changing your mind card. So we see this little sea turtle weathering the seas, swimming. She's in her element. There's a lot in this beneath the ocean's surface. We see these little ferny plants, which I never noticed. Lots of depth here. Even the seashore is spiky. It's a very dangerous place. And so this is what the tarot wants you to know. There are calmer seas to travel to ahead, but it will require movement, and we will clarify that. Your advice is, wow, another 5, the 5 of Cups. This is considered one of the Scorpio cards. So we can see this death, moth, reminding us of the association with Scorpio. We can see the 3 shattered glasses. These are disappointments. There are 2 unbroken glasses that have light in them. This is hope. This is a reminder of this 2 of Cups. Focus on that, on these 2 cups. And it feels like you are focused on that right now. And we really need to clarify this advice. In the 5 of Cups, it's a perspective shift. Look not here, but to here. But let's see. That's 3 5s. Those are passageways out of discomfort into comfort. Wow. Gives me chills, Scorpio. Okay. Underlying energy is just simply 1 card. Again, of your mind. So we have so many swords, or air, right? We knew this was going to be about clarity, about the truth, about ideas, about concepts in our mind, ideologies. This is underlying here as well, a little 4 of Swords. So again, air, the mind. This is healing. This is a process of healing where you go alone and you re-examine your concepts, your ideas, because it would appear that there's a lot of passageway. There's a lot of needing to shift perspective. Although when I see it all here on the table, what I actually see, Scorpio, is are you in denial that this is where you're at? And then there's all of this difficulty on the table. Or this is what really comes through for me, is like, are you actually able to weather discomfort, darkness? It's a quality of Scorpios to be pretty comfortable with death, with transformation, with apocalypse and moon journeys, and to be, this feels almost like homey. And I want more for you, Scorpio. I don't want you to live in 5s and passageways of apocalypse here. I'm amazed that this is what it's feeling like for you to live in this. So let's clarify and see what else is going on here. It's a very interesting. So these are your concepts, your ideas that are foremost here and fundamental to you making this shift in perspective. But let's see. So we're missing a 5 of Wands, which is the most fun of the 5s. So it is here by implication because we have all of the other 5s. Okay, the 2 of Cups. We're clarifying this. The womb. This is a card only in this deck. This is you holding out for birth. Like, it follows the world, which is the end and the beginning of an end of a cycle, major cycle, and the beginning of a new one. And so in this deck, there's a place between the end and the next beginning before you're reborn. This womb card. That's actually a lovely, restful place. And it makes me think of this little 4 of Swords. Like, you've finished something and you're just kind of restoring yourself here. It feels really nice. I feel like when you're here, you're kind of dreaming of here, this love, this ecstatic, joyful union, this very fun, young, magical. This is the dream that you have in this waiting, healing place. What else? All right, the moon. No doubt. You're good at this, Scorpio. Looking inward, looking where we don't like to look, but you're quite good at looking here. Into your darkness, into the places of deep emotions. Like you are really in the womb, in the moon, in the dark. And get the Knight of Swords. You're looking for clarity. There's the swords again. There's your mind. I feel like you're applying your mind towards this vision of emotional fulfillment. So this can be, for a fixed sign like Scorpio, this can be quite obsessive, unrelenting, deep, endless. It can be quite productive and transformative. It's clear on the table that it can be quite, you're going to get clarity here. It's a little bit problematic, though, to use your mind to get what your heart desires. But let's keep looking here. Clarifying the Five of Swords. And this is the divine presence around you, which seems to be a tough god or goddess. I say god, it's a buck here. Pluto. But let's see. What else? What is this divine presence about or telling you? There's the end. Something is ending, has ended. Pluto is the death card. The world it's less terrifying and painful than death. It's just that you've finished, you've completed something. And then it's time to move on to something else. Seven of Pentacles. It's very earthy, practical. Planting your seeds, watering them, waiting for them to bloom, produce fruit. And Five of Swords again, under the Five of Swords. So this is a much more normal narrative for the Five of Swords. This person is deciding to quit. That you can see with the gesture of the hand that this little graveyard of regrets, regrettable behavior, it's over. They're done. We could see somebody has been hurt. This has come up in all the readings, Taurus and Leo. In the Leo reading, I felt like they were the person quitting the behavior. It seemed a little bit like it could be a Scorpio that's the one being hurt by this behavior. This is coming through to me as like there's a person in your life who feels so powerful, like that they are too powerful, like you've made them into your god. This is something we do. It's an unhealthy, codependent behavior. They have the power to hurt you. You're living in, it's uncomfortable for you to live in it. You're this little buck living in this austerity because you've given the power of your fate to a person, and people don't make good gods. The cards say, when you look into your moon journey and you hold out in this healing place of the womb, the sword that comes to the Knight of Swords, the truth, is that you need to quit giving the power to a human. There's no divine presence here because you've given it to a human, and they're terrible at taking care of you in the world because they're human. And so like it's a codependent message here. You put all this work in, you're very passively kind of stuck in it, and you deserve better, Scorpio. Okay, so let's see what's hidden from you. The tarot wants you to know there is a way to get to calmer waters, safer, to get safe. It's like you're unsafe with this person because they win at all costs, and you get hurt. They need to stop that. They've been told to stop that. If they're a Leo, they've been told to quit it. But if there's somebody else, it may be that you turning your life over to them is, so you are putting a stop to that, right? This is you, and you have the power to change what you do, Scorpio. And only you have the power. You can do it if you believe in a divine support, like a higher power. Call upon that. You know, we always need that help. But this is what the clarity is for the Queen of Air. Yeah, this person that you've made into your higher power makes you feel like this. They are a weak sun because they're just a human. Wow, I wondered what it would look like if a human came into the place of this divine presence, and this is what it looks like. So we can also read this as Pluto, which is demanding that you see this, and without any kind of regard for how painful and sharp this message is. This planet that wants you to change your life in a very dramatic way and be done with this. Passivity is giving you a tough message here. It's tough love. It's hard to see the love. You're putting a lot of love into this situation. I see you, and the water represents your feelings, that you're pouring out your heart into this. Soil is not fertile here. You're watering money. Like, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. What you've made your higher power is too small. Okay, Scorpio. Oh, this is not anything that is happening in my life. Although maybe it is, because, I mean, I don't feel like I'm in this either. But this is what you think is happening right now. But underneath this, you need to see this truth. Okay, so what's hidden? What the tarot wants you to know. Hang in here with me. The advice will help you out of here, and there's always an upside. It's a tough message. Okay, Six of Swords. There's death. There's you. There's transformation. Everything we've already said, reiterated. You are looking at that right now. Is no longer hidden from you. Okay, well, that makes sense. The Hierophant. Institutional power, divinely guided. It can be marriage. And the Three of Wands. You into this dark night. You're again navigating these waters towards another destination. You're waiting to get there. Wow. Wow. And again, Leo had these two cards right next to each other. So if you have Leo in your placement or Leo in your life who is this powerful in your life, look at that reading or send it to your Leo. So it's hidden from you. You have manifested a dream. You're in a dark place. You're in the moon journey, right? You're in a dark place. You're in this womb. You're kind of like, I'm not sure this is a good idea, but let's keep looking, okay? So you're waiting in the Three of Wands for the world that you manifested. But this is a difficult spell in this. So this month could be, or you've been in, it feels like you're moving out of a Two of Cups into like, the kind of thing Scorpios do regularly. So, but like you have to go into the darkness. You have to face a truth. It's highly transformative. It goes to the very structures and foundations. These are the truths that you must realign, move. And it's going to feel like, it feels huge, cosmic, alone in this, under the stars. And like, even you, Scorpio, in this journey might feel like hopelessness. Fives, hopelessness, like, am I just sailing off the end of the earth? Where am I going? I can't even see the destination. This card's actually, they're the moon journey here. Okay. And the advice, to clarify, 5 of Cups. Which we really feel that, don't we? We feel these broken cups. We feel this darkness, this loss, this need for a perspective shift, to change your mind, to see the truth. Where is your divine support? I want you to have this through this, Scorpio. Ace of Swords. There's that truth. It isn't an easy truth. That's what the Queen of Air has, right? So when she gets a hold of that clarity, she has no problem removing this false god, this human that you have turned your life over to. Even a good human can't be a good god. So yeah, you need to change your perspective. It's going to take time. Hangman, you're held up. You're held upside down so that you see your reality from a different angle. And 2 of Swords, very powerful. You cutting through the darkness. You looking to your inner truth. The blindfold represents that. You're still in the dark, but you're wielding the truth. And there are 2 truths. So you have conflicting ideas in play here. It means you have to make a decision between what you want to believe, what reality is. Yeah. On the bottom here, 1 card. You might be having some sleepless nights, some anxiety, insomnia. This is the first card where I feel, this is your mind. This is you obsessing in your fixed sign way, over and over, going over and over it. Painful thoughts, anxiety. But look at this big, loving golden bear behind you. This is either the problem or this loving support of the divine. It's very sunny, It's bigger than you, like you need support that's bigger than you. Like, it doesn't have to be like a god, but like a concept of a concept of a bear. And I have to say, it again makes me think of the Leo reading, because the Leo reading was about the bear comes in as a 9 of Pentacles, of someone who's just way better at doing things on their own. So just as the weak sun is here, Leo, and here, it's like they're there. They are holding you. But you somehow feel isolated, anxious, up in your head. Scorpio head, fixed, obsessive. It can be a lot to just live in our minds. So I see that. And there's some indication that you might be wrong in your perception and that you need to change your mind, because the Hangman is here and the 6 of Swords is here. But you're definitely torn between what's true and what's your concept, or what somebody else is telling you is true. Uncomfortable. Let's see what Pluto wants to tell you. The Dark Tarot said Pluto has a message for all the fixed signs. So let's see. What does the Dark Tarot want to add to this? Maybe. And this I'm gathering is your divine presence when it's not like a person that you give all that power to. Okay, Scorpio. We have the Emperor. This is so very different. This is you being the agent in your life. You have the sword of truth. You are powerful. You can decide yes, no, this is the way the world is. You're that. This is what you need. Yeah. In contrast to this 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords thing that really needs to end. And then with that comes the Queen of Swords again, right? So we've seen her. You see her twice. Queen of Swords. This is you. Take the truth, whatever the truth is, and use it. Use it to defend yourself. This Emperor has that sword of truth too. Very powerful message here of using. Okay. 2 more cards. Strength. This is you in a battle using your sword with your lower self, with a part of you that is perhaps driven by earthly fears and desires, small acts of meanness, passive aggressiveness, whatever your way of violence is. That's what you rise above through this process. So even though you're going to use your sword of truth to cut out whatever this, you need to change your mind about this person. Even if you keep this person, they can't be your higher power. Okay, you have to be the leader of your life, like Aries, like the Emperor here. You can't give that job to somebody else. You're going to end up miserable. You're clearly miserable with it. So you need to be the leader or the grown-up of your own life. And that's what the Strength card says. You get to be from your heart, beautiful, loving, deep Scorpio heart. But you need to come from your highest self as you move into being the leader of your own life. And so here you are, King of Pentacles. This is the 3D world. This is you, right? I don't care, man or woman. You are gonna channel your Aries like I have Chiron in Aries, which is the wounded healer. So like it can be really hard to own the truth and be the leader of my own life, because I can sabotage myself in this very me-centered, physical, body-centered, powerful Aries place. If you're born around 1970, you may have that. It is again there right now. Chiron is in Aries right now. So look at your chart. You can see it if you have that placement. But regardless of that, what Pluto wants you to know is you need to have clarity, you need to use the truth, and you need to be the leader of your own life. And you can do this in your way with your good heart. You don't have to be cold, like the Queen of Swords has a reputation for being cold. You can be very loving, like the Strength card. But you still need to use the truth and take charge of your own life, Scorpio. So, wow, that is not an easy message for you today, but I hope it helps whoever needed it. So let me know. Have a beautiful day.